We need people to get informed, get inspired, and get involved. So this is Get In. We might be outnumbered, but at least we're out of the closet, and together we can change the world. And it's high time, because it hasn't been the kind of place where humanity can thrive. So many of us working so hard just trying to stay alive. But when we get back in community, we know we're not alone, and we can see the way we're growing and see the way we've grown. We can do so much together, but they keep us divided. We don't realize that actually we're all on the same side. It is only when we get in and can reimagine what could be that we can share our vision for our shared humanity. When the world's overflowing with love, all the hate will be dissolved. And it happens when we all get informed, get inspired, get involved. Get in, get in, get in, get in. Get in, get in, get informed, and listen to the voices that you ain't heard. Get inspired to spread the love and spread the word. Get involved, pieces of puzzle that we haven't yet solved, but we can if we each get informed and get inspired, get involved. Get in, get in, get in, get in here, get in. Oh, the world's been playing dirty. None of our hands are clean, but we can create the kind of peace the world has never seen. From the wrongs that we've committed, we can finally be absolved. But all of us have got to get informed, get inspired, get involved. Get in, get in, get in here, get in, get informed. And listen to the voices that you ain't heard. Get inspired to spread the love and spread the word. Get involved, pieces of puzzle that we haven't yet solved, but we can if we each get informed, get inspired, get involved.
Hi, my name's Faye, and I'm here at the LGBTQ+ Summit with Erin.
Yes.
Do you want to introduce yourself, what you do at the summit, and all that kind of fun stuff?
My name is Erin Pringle, and I help organize the summit as the chair this year.
Exciting. Is that stressful at all?
It can be, but mostly it's fun. We've had a really cool group of people come together this year to work on the summit.
What's been your favorite moment of it so far?
I think the moment that I love the most are the connections that I consider the summit a family reunion. And so for me, being at the registration table and getting to say hi and greet everybody as they come in, the hugs, those kinds of connections that you make over years, you can't replace that.
What's a message of hope that you'd give to kids today?
There are people out there that love you, that you will find them. This is really tough.
Yeah, I put you on the spot, sorry. Solve all the world's problems, 5 seconds.
Right now, boom.
Yep.
But I just want you to know that you are loved. No matter who you are, who you love, how you identify, there are people out there who love you and value you and want you around. And please find us and we will find you. We're your family, and come get a hug.
Hello, my name is Faye Seidler, and welcome to my recap of the 7th annual LGBTQIA2+ Summit that took place on October 11th through October 13th of 2024. Summit's theme was Radical Queer Joy. On October 11th was a professional development day, which featured 8 hours of professional development around mostly suicide prevention, intervention, tools and resources to help individuals who are struggling, largely targeting our LGBTQ+ audience. On Saturday, the keynote speaker in the morning was Zoe Zephyr, a openly trans representative within Montana. And one of our other keynotes was Gender Justice, a law firm place from Minnesota that is mostly known for the lawsuit against North Dakota for banning hormone therapy. There were over a dozen different panels across the course of the event, and there were, I think, somewhere above 100 and less than 200 people who attended. The event was sponsored by dozens of organizations putting up pretty significant capital and funding for an event like this, which shows significant support, monetary support, all across the state. I'll be getting into those sponsors, I'll be getting into the panels, I'll be getting into the folks who attended the summit all across my recap here. In 2023, I attended the summit for the first time. It was the 6th annual summit, and I was the closing speaker for every day of that summit, for the professional day as well as both the panels. I did my best to instill a message of hope and to center people around community and each other. And it's something where, since I was there for the first time in person, I realized that the real value of these events isn't the information we learn. The real value is the connections that we make. It's being around each other. It's like Aaron just said, it is a family reunion. And what I found was that the really important parts of those days were being around each other and knowing that we weren't alone. To see a room full of people from all across our state gather to share stories and resources and tools, like that was the real heart and soul of the summit. So when I came back in 2024, it was my goal to talk to the people of the summit, to ask them why they were there, what they got from it, what their favorite moments were, what hope they would give to other people, and what message they want to give themselves 5 years from now. In this recap, I want to show you everything that made the summit what it was, that made the experiences of that weekend so incredibly uplifting for so many people. I know that not everyone in the state can attend it, and I know that there are some people who aren't yet out of the closet, who aren't yet ready to be in spaces like this, who aren't yet ready to be themselves. And I want to record this because I want to record history. I want to record these moments. I want to record them when they're fresh and we're here and we're talking, as opposed to looking back 50 years from now and wondering, gosh, what happened in 2024? So this recap is to summarize all of that, but not necessarily all the facts or the panels or all that, but really the feeling of the summit. And the people that were there, the connections that we made, and the radical queer joy that we tried to instill this year, because I think we're going to need it going into 2025. If you're watching this video this year, before November 20th, I'll be hosting the Night of Hope event. That'll be coming up 9 days at the time of me recording this right now. And I invite you to attend that. It'll be kind of like this, but it'll be a lot of people with targeted messages of hope for our queer youth, our trans youth in particular. That's the work I hope to do for my life. And I hope to continue to do this event. I hope to continue to showcase what our 8th summit will look like, and 9th summit, and 20th summit, and all that. So I hope that you enjoy what I've put together for you here. I hope that it really resonates with either your memories of the summit, or if you weren't there, see what it's like. And maybe if you're able to attend, you can attend it next year. And the next one is actually already out, and it will be October 3rd to October 5th in 2025 in Fargo at NDSU. So that's when our next summit is going to be. So if you like tonight, if it sounds like a great time, well, join us in Fargo in a year and we'll do it again. There's always going to be a tomorrow, but let's look at what happened yesterday.
So please, a huge part of this is being able to get engaged and put your voice out there. And the greatest benefit of doing this, not only fighting for your rights, is the connections, the friendships that you make along the way. Because all of this is about people. Don't get lost in the political jargon and the legalese, but remember the person, and that's why we're here.
Until you know better, then when you know better, do better. So it's kind of the constant journey of learning that we are.
Just like this. Let's all box breathe, shall we? You ready? All right. So whenever I start, we're going to start to breathe in. And here we go. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4.
Youth who struggle, especially with parental rejection and violence when they're a kid, they've internalized that. They feel like they are the ones who have to solve it. And it's so hard to reach someone like that or to help someone, but you always need to make that connection first. You need to make sure that you can talk to them about what they want, and this can give you a soundboard of ideas.
Not all queer youth are the same, and not all Black youth are the same.
You have to ride this really fine line of acknowledging what makes our experience different than other people's, well, not treating us like we're a human anomaly.
The clients you're working with, you know, they know their identity better than you do. They know their experiences better than you do.
Your youth, just kind of open your arms to them. It's more so kind of don't tell them how they feel, be like, oh, it's just a phase. Just kind of listen. It's more of a, hey, what can I do to help you? What resources do you need?
There are still kids growing up in rural communities in North Dakota who have no idea where to go, who have no hope, who have no friends that are queer, that are out. We need to be there for them, and part of being there for them is getting the word out that we are here. We are here in this state. This is what we do. Here's how we help.
File a fair housing complaint or assist you in whatever kind of mediation you may need, whether that's resources and referrals, whether that's actually talking to your landlord and kind of doing that negotiation piece with you. So if you are interested in filing a housing complaint on your own, you can do that through either HUD or the North Dakota Department of Labor and Human Rights.
We're an advocacy nonprofit dedicated to advancing gender equity through the law. We envision a world where all people can thrive regardless of their gender, gender expression, sexual orientation.
Yeah, we've been around for a long time, but still.
You're expected in all these other content areas to be experts, but when it comes to this, we live in this very, very different world. Another thing I want to point out, look at the date, 2012. When did North Dakota get marriage equality? 2015. So this was actually written at a time when North Dakota did not have marriage equality. So when you're saying you cannot engage in sex until you're married, but you live in a state that doesn't even recognize your marriage, I mean, this was actually it was bad law in general, but it was also very discriminatory and very exclusive.
Judge Romanek said, yes, and our Constitution also protects someone's pursuit of happiness, and how can you possibly be self-actualized and living your life the way you want to live it if you can't make reproductive health decisions?
As a professional gay who does this all the time, really recognizing that advocacy is a lifelong journey.
And showing up is so, so valuable. And I want to cap this all off. Instead of a very inspiring quote by a politician, I'm going to quote a High School Musical. Yeah. We're all in this together.
That's our official ACLU language when we do and talk to the press or when we do press releases. It's the LGBTQ plus N2 spirit is usually how it comes out.
And everyone's going to be different. Everyone has different marginalizations and abilities of what they're able to accomplish. I have a lot of different privileges, but I want to say that a lot of things are possible. We often don't think they are, we don't believe in ourselves, we are put down a lot of our life, especially if we're queer. But I want people to know that a lot of things are possible. I never tell people that they can accomplish anything. I don't think that's true. But I do think that if you put in time and effort, you can get way further than you ever believed was possible.
I do see that these plaintiffs are being impacted, and I want to make sure I'm doing something for them. And then he also spent several pages of the opinion when he said, had ruled against the temporary restraining order. He said there were no fundamental rights at issue in the case. And then in the preliminary injunction order, he actually spent several pages on why the fundamental right to parent in North Dakota is at issue and why it's subject to strict scrutiny.
Into politics, that I was going to, every conversation I entered, I was going to believe three things about the person I was speaking to. The first of which was that they came to their beliefs genuinely. The second was that they held opinions that were nuanced. And the third was that they were willing to change their mind under the right circumstances. I believe those three things about my own opinion. And so I made a promise to grant people that grace in every conversation until proven otherwise.
I didn't have a lot of knowledge about this topic before. And in my culture, there's like a problem. So we have like a lack of education that made it difficult for me to wanted to learn more about the queer theory because I didn't have a lot of sources available, or like a group of people where I could just like go and find information from them. But now that I'm in college and I'm having the chance of taking a Korean citizenship class, I feel this will be a great opportunity for me, for like learning more about the queer community, because I feel like everyone's opinion like should be considered, like no matter like who you are, what you look like, or the way you want to be dressed, because we are all humans and we need to respect each other.
Ways, knowing that there's different ways of understanding. So on this side with the Nuetas, and whose lands we're on today, the Nueta people, also known as the Mandan, this is their traditional homelands. And when we think about those things, we just don't think, oh yeah, they used to live here. But we remember that they had people that are buried here. They have people that, for generations, they have people that are buried here and that are gone back into the earth.
I don't advocate for hope because I think it's easy. I advocate for hope because it's hard. It's necessary. It's stuff that we need. And when I think about falling over the same with a hammer, what that means is, let's say the wall is oppression, just the general idea of oppression. I don't think that I'm going to break that wall down necessarily in my lifetime. But every time I hit that wall with a hammer, it gets a little bit weaker. Imperceptibly, but a little bit weaker. Everything I do is hitting that wall. That could be oppression, that could be despair, that could be hopelessness. Everything I do is hitting that wall. And when I think about it that way, I don't worry about if I have been successful or not, if I've accomplished something or not. I always accomplish something every time I'm hitting that wall. If it falls down, that's great.
There was such an official denial of your existence at Concordia for, well, the 80s, the 90s, maybe even early in the aughts. And so this is just wonderful and remarkable.
But as you all know, for the patients, like our goal was to help educate future physicians to take better care of the diverse needs and just the needs baseline of 2S LGBTQIA people. And so that's very heartbreaking because we were not able to enact that in our full potential. But I think our story is not incredibly unique in the sense that I think a lot of people here with these projects have had a very similar experience where you have come so far and done so much work just to have it ripped out from underneath.
Power tells them, okay, they're white and gay, but they're gay, I'll take from this. Okay, they're black and straight, they're black, I'll take from this. You're not getting the full aspects of what it is to be black and gay in society. Like Liz pointed out, the intersectionality is completely different when you try to merge those two aspects together. Write more scripts. The scripts might be bad, but write them. And when you're writing them, put them on YouTube. Netflix might cancel a series after one episode, but Hulu, even Tubi. Tubi is horrible, but it's free. Put them on there. Just put them out there for kids to see.
A great privilege to give you an insight into where I'm heading with this work. Obviously, this course isn't done. I'm hoping the rest of it goes well. I think it's going well, based on the vibes I'm getting so far. But after I finish up this semester, I plan to come, hopefully, if the summit will let me, come back next year and share final results, how the course went, and most importantly, this collection of resources that this class has created to share with broader North Dakota.
Morning. I was wondering if you could speak a little to the intersection of some of the discourse of this advocacy work and the cultural brain drain that's happening in a lot of rural and red states. For reference, I'm a professor in Minnesota, so I see so many students come from Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, etc. And whether they're queer, straight, ally, advocate, whatever, so many of them tell me, like, I do want to do this fight, but I want to go to a blue state. I want to stay where I'm going to be safe and do this advocacy work. And then I struggle with the, like, yes, do what is safe for you, what's going to protect you. But then that leaves those areas with less people to fight that fight. And so I'm wondering how to navigate that from like a encouraging youth to not to still keep their safety in mind, but not necessarily fall to this like cultural brain drain that's been happening in the past decade?
Yeah, I think, well, one, folks in Montana might tell you, well, folks are fleeing to other states. We're getting plenty of people from California and whatnot coming in here. So we're recycling the brains, less than training them. But I think to go to your question of like people who want to do this work but don't feel safe, and so they leave to a blue state. Often the conversation I had around believing these things about, three things about people and engaging in these conversations. When I have that conversation, particularly with queer youth, one of the additional addendums I always talk about is that you do not owe this work individually. You as an individual do not have to say, okay, you know what? Yes, it's been an awful day. Yes, I got berated at my job, or I'm doing homework and I'm tired, or it's faculty review season and X, Y, and Z. You do not have to turn and go home and be like, okay, well, it's the 30th hard conversation of the day, but Zoe said, gotta believe three things about people. We don't owe that work individually. Collectively, we owe that work. And so we need to find spaces that are sort of fostering that culture collectively. And so, here in Montana, if we have folks who leave, whether they're leaving the state, or I have friends who have said, I lobbied at the legislature for 3 sessions and I'm tapped. I gotta sit back. I'm gonna lose myself if I have another breakdown. That's fine. Are we setting up systems that help people who come to these places get involved?
Do you have volunteers? Do you have knowledge? Do you have time? You might not have that, but over a long enough time, you do. If you measure your success on years and you measure your success by anything you can do to hurt that wall is the work that you're doing. You don't know if it's going to fall down or not. That's not the point. You're just there to hit it every morning and hope that the world gets better, because enough of us doing that does make the wall fall down.
One of the reasons that I stay, for the moment anyway, is that I owe it to 16-year-old Cody sitting at Century High School here in town, who saw no hope or anything. And whenever we think about that, I think it's great. We have to give yourself permission if this is not the place for you. But then those of us who do stay, we owe it to our younger selves and to a next generation.
People in this state that respect me quite a lot, that hold me in quite high esteem, but I'm just someone who cared and started trying, and over time I got to where I am. Every person in that video was from the FM Pride Parade, or the Pride events during the week. There's 5,000 people, if not more, that walked through the city at that time to celebrate queer joy, pride, and community. Every one of them is someone who's claimed a spot in life we didn't have before. When I was a kid, there was one openly gay kid in our high school. We've gone from that to an entire community celebrating this way of being that we have reclaimed and continue to claim this space every day. Do you have for that first step? For people to claim their power, for people to know that they can make change. They don't have to be a big figure, a hero, an activist. They can just make change. How do you encourage that in them?
Thank you, Faye. If you don't know Faye, you gotta get to know her. She is incredible. Follow her on all the socials. I learned so much. It was just one person that I met. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to do something, but I didn't know how to be an ally. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know anybody that was working in the field or in this movement at all. I had heard that the ACLU was looking for people to testify about an athlete bill. And I emailed them and I'm like, hi, I'm Susan, I'm just a mom of a trans kid, I've never testified, I don't know anything about this, but I'm willing to talk to you if you'd like. And I met with Libby and Gianna at the ACLU and just shared a little bit of my story, and they're like, where have you been hiding? And I'm like, well, in the church. So here I am, ready to do what I can. meeting people as far as like going to the Capitol, but I also went to Inequality South Dakota, like meeting, and met some Sioux Falls Pride folks, and just started meeting people here and there and volunteering where I could. I volunteered for Sioux Falls Pride and a couple other places, just to get to know people and just to like, see what I needed to learn. And I did need to learn a lot. I mean, I still need to learn a lot, right? But that's another thing is like, if you want to get involved, like find an organization that you're passionate about and send them an email and be like, hey, what do you need? I need to get involved. I'm here. Thanks for the question.
Thank you.
For me, again, I'm getting to do this talk. I think a lot about the favorite places I've gotten to give a talk. One of which is my local high school. And the thing that I reflect about my conversation with my local high school students was that, one, the 16 to 18-year-olds ask better questions than any newspaper I think ever has. But two, they came from this very wide set of interests. It was not poli-sci folks that I was talking to. It was not people who said, my goal is to run for office someday. These were English majors, these were, history buffs, these were math folks, just roving in from their class, asking bomb-ass questions. I believe that's a technical term. And it made me reflect about how we get involved in politics and what our backgrounds have to be. I talk to a lot of folks who say, so I love what you're doing, and I want to get involved, but I don't have the mindset for this. I don't have the skill set needed to succeed in a space like politics. And so I think about those kids and the spaces they were coming from, and how that connects to how I got involved in politics. I do not have a poli-sci background. I do not have a law background. I was in graduate school for literature, literary criticism, and creative writing. And I say with full sincerity that I think both of those fields have helped me immensely in politics.
So really understand what we can control and what we can't, and just letting things that we can't control not provide us too much stress or anxiety. And how can you refill your bucket? I like the idea that, again, the representative said this, her keynote was incredible. Hope and positivity and energy is not something you have on a shelf. I believe this is how she framed it. It's something that you're using and that gets depleted and you have to fill it back up.
Make hope. Like Zoe said earlier, hope doesn't live on the shelf that you look at and put in a frame. Hope is made through our intentions of believing in ourselves in the future. That's how we create hope. And it's something we have to continue to create. You don't just simply acquire it for life and aha, I'm now hopeful forever. Unless you're super wealthy, maybe that's like, I don't know, haven't experienced that. But if you're not, hope is something that we make. I want you to understand that.
Better experience those highs, and then also that we can go back to the powers that be and say, hey, this is important, and we have stats to back it up.
That's a good message of hope.
That's good. That's fine. You did a great job. Plug the summit. If people want to get volunteer for it, work with it, can they?
Absolutely. Our committee is an open group of volunteers that help. So if you feel inspired and want to get involved, there's many ways. If you want to get involved on the planning committee, you can do that. If you want to volunteer for it, you can do that. But one of the cool things that I've experienced coming out of the summit is finding something local, because our planning committee is a group of people from across the state. But if there's something you want to do that is available in your community, find those resources and do something local with people that you can see on the daily or weekly.
Are you back next year?
I am totally back next year.
Are you going to be the chair again?
I probably will end up being the chair again next year.
Are you a scary person?
I hope I'm not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you want people to come in, so like...
Absolutely. Come. I love hugs. Give me a hug if you want one. They're all consensual.
Oh, fantastic. Any words of prosperity for the future generations?
prosperity.
Yeah, just like, to look back on 10, 20 years from now. This is your history.
Right. So we're doing this for you. I'm hoping, like, we're in our 7th year of the summit. I helped get this thing off the ground, and I hope that we are here in another 7 years and another 7 years, just to maintain this level of connection with people across the state and educating and learning how to advocate for each other and speak out on behalf of each other. So I do hope that this thing lasts beyond.
Aaron just volunteered for 14 more years as chair, so that's fantastic, and that's on record.
Come on now, Faye.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do not eat it. This is all being
It's like
recorded.
a snack. It's like,
Okay, yeah, this is in. This is the first shot of the whole thing. All right, who are you?
My name is Sarah. I also go by the character B. Jeremani.
Alexander Feldman. I'm from Beach, North Dakota.
Felix Boots. I'm from Bismarck.
Brigida Rosell. I run Eduardo through the Pride Collective. It's an LGBTQ plus youth group for ages 12 through 18.
Hi, so I'm Zara Crystal. My pronouns are he, him. I'm from Fargo, North Dakota.
Hi, my name is Sarah Duncan. I use she, her pronouns. I am a part of the organization with Sanford Health.
My name is Sophia. I am from Fargo, North Dakota.
I'm Michael Burson. I'm a DEI consultant for the Fargo region for Sanford Health.
Hi, Anthony. I'm a 21-year-old woman from Minot. I have grown up with a queer family. I have my mom, my stepmom, siblings who are queer. I'm queer.
Hi, I'm Kayla Napoleon. I am actually from New Orleans, Louisiana, but I've been living in Fargo, North Dakota for a little over 20 years. Crazy, right?
My name is Dominic Myers. I use any and all pronouns, and I'm coming from the Fargo-Moorhead area.
Hi, I am Dr. Tiffany Russell. I am a professor at UND in the clinical psychology doctoral program, and I also am a member of Indie Hopes, the suicide prevention for Western North Dakota.
My name is Tony Christensen. I live in Fargo, North Dakota. I am the president of the Gay Men's Chorus, and I also run Tony's Pride Emporium, selling Pride merchandise at Pride events.
Okay, I am Max Salazar-Rajo. I go by he, him.
Dan Sturgill. I live in West Fargo, North Dakota, work in Moorhead, Minnesota.
Hi, I'm Ross Keys. I'm with the Interfaith Alliance of North Dakota and also on the board of the North Dakota Human Rights Coalition.
My name is Alyssa Klossgard. I do Q-Space Bismarck. I'm the lead facilitator of it.
Christina Feldman. It is really sad that I had to think about that.
Hi, my name is Gabby Doyle. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a senior manager of state advocacy at the Trevor Project.
Hi, I am Keegan Miller. I use they, them pronouns. I'm the director of public training for the Trevor Project.
My name is Mary Elizabeth Damas. I'm from Minot, North Dakota, with Evolve Therapy Services.
My name is Jessica Rue. I'm from Brooks, Minnesota. I'm a current student of NDSU, and I'll be living in Dickinson.
I'm Matthew. I use they, them pronouns, and I work for YouthWorks. I'm a program manager in our Fargo office, and I also am one of the facilitators of our Evolve group.
Hi, I'm Brittany Stewart. I'm a senior staff attorney at Gender Justice. My pronouns are she, her.
My name is Jay Stewart. I am here representing Dakota Outright as a board member.
Hey, I'm Susan Williams, she, her. I live in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I'm the executive director and founder of Transformation Project and Transformation Project Advocacy Network.
Cademan Marks. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, formerly Bismarck, North Dakota, and currently do not rep an org.
Hi, I'm Josh Boucher. I serve in the State House of Representatives based out of Fargo, running for the state senate.
My name is Livy Heitkamp. I am the advisor for the Bismarck Students GSA, and I work for Bismarck Public Schools as a social worker.
Hi, my name is Zach Paulson. I am in the Bismarck area.
Hello, my name is Mariah Ralston. I'm with the North Dakota Library Association LGBTQ2S+ Committee.
I'm Sam, and I'm from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, North Dakota chapter.
I'm Toby. I use it/its pronouns. I was a member of the Youth Summit Planning panel, as well as a member of the Fargo Moorhead Gay Men's Chorus. Check us out.
Hi, I'm Shannon Kruger. I am from Minot.
Amanda Bean. I live in Minot, North Dakota.
So I'm Megan Conklin,
and I am a social work intern from Home on the Range. Awesome. And I'm Rhiannon. I'm her daughter.
I am Lex Williams. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm from Bismarck, North Dakota. I am repping YouthWorks today, but I'm also a member of Q Space. I help facilitate.
My name is Rebecca Salinas. I am currently from West Fargo.
My name is Christy Wolf. I'm with the Central Dakota Forensic Nurse Examiners.
Hi, my name is Naomi Thomasu, and I'm from Fargo, North Dakota.
What do you do?
I work as a mental health counselor at New Story Counseling in Fargo.
You can pan slightly to my good friend over here. This is Barry.
I'm Barry Nelson.
Oh, let me do.
My pronouns are he, him, his.
And do you represent any organization here today?
I am the organizer with North Dakota Human Rights Coalition.
Awesome. Do you have any hand in making the summit a reality?
Originally? I was a co-founder 7-8 years ago. It's incredible. And my primary function this year was to raise money for the summit.
Awesome. What's been some of your favorite moments of the summit this year?
I have loved to see, they're not new to any of us, but new people stepping up in leadership roles at the summit. It's just, to me, the sustainability of this event is being embodied in the fact that as some of us are maybe stepping back, that other people are stepping in real ways, real talented ways. So that's number one. Number two, we have celebrations here. First of all, the fact that even coming out of a very grim year, we had radical queer joy as the theme.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we're building into it, leaning into it in an incredible way. Everything has been going so super well. I love the energy. I love the participation. I love the new faces. I'm meeting new people here.
You've been in this fight for a while, right? Like more than a year or two. You have seen a lot of struggles through decades, right? Of different issues we fought, different causes. Do you have hope in the face of it? Has it gotten better in these years? Can you talk to that a little bit?
I'm a firm believer in the arc of the moral universe bends toward justice, and I actually was believing that to be true in my younger years, and the latter years has caused me to question that a bit. But I think still, when you look at the trajectory that we are on and the engagement of more people, I have incredible hope. I really do have incredible hope that we will come through this. We will be stronger. We will be smarter, wiser, and we will prevail.
Get informed, get inspired, get involved, get in.
Just seeing everyone. It is such a beautiful space to come and enjoy and see all the queer joy that is here, and also knowing those next steps on not only allyship, but also what's happening in our government, what's happening local, how to help people with resources, not only just medical, but housing, and also to make sure that I'm bringing back to the clients that I work with that understanding that this entire state is doing very well of trying to combine resources to help more people.
Would you recommend it for other allies and professionals to come from like any social work or like healthcare education background?
Absolutely. If you work in the field where you are working with other human beings of any kind, I mean, we're talking BIPOC, LGBT, if you're working with any populations with disabilities, all of those populations need help as far as finding resources and safe spaces to go, and also for yourself. Like, not only does this summit help you find those, but also how to take care of yourself and to be in that moment to help your clients and the people around you and your community, but also to be able to center yourself and take a second to understand that you need to fill your bucket too.
Being around people like me or similar to.
Forward to is presenting in a panel for Concordia College.
Honestly, it so far has been the youth group discussion and hearing from kids in other youth groups and what has worked for them and what hasn't worked for them, especially for advisors, and keeping the space safe for them and how to do so.
Honestly, just getting to meet new people. I'm a very social person, and also revisiting with old friends that I don't get to see.
Queer joy, because that's something I cannot speak to as a parent, that I want to make sure I role model for my child. And what I hope to learn about is everything. I know I need to have more knowledge. No matter what I learn, I know there's more ahead of me. So that's why I really appreciate getting the 6-hour drive to come here.
For me, one is important to reconnect to old friends and new friends and make new friends. Learn things that are going on in our community. Learn how I can be a better support. Get inspired. And then get emotionally repaired a little bit. It's hard to be in the community. Yeah, fill up my hope bucket.
We're all so kind to each other, and we spread so much love that it makes my heart feel full. It's time that I get to spend with my mom. It's a tradition that we come down here. So yeah, we've been doing this for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's important to tell people that we have these traditions as a queer family to come down here and be joyful. Anything that I want to say to, 100 years, if someone's watching this, we were here, we're happy, and we love each other so much.
Which is why I'm here at the summit. This is my first time. I'm a first timer. I'm here because I also do queer programming for our students. And as an ally, because I'm, cisgender, heterosexual, Black, female, I'm kind of like, I want to make sure I'm doing right by this community.
Yeah, I'm coming with a crew of students from Concordia College, Moorhead. I am. My first year experience course, Queering Citizenship, an Intro to Queer Theory course. I think what I'm looking forward to most about the summit is the opportunity for all of these organizations to see the work that they're each doing.
Look forward to meeting other advocates in the North Dakota area, people that we can connect to and try to get a lot of, I'm going to double say connection here, try to get a lot of connections across the state so that we can better support each other and level up our advocacy work and the help that we can get out to the people of North Dakota.
I love getting to interact with people across the state because a lot of the people I don't end up getting to see except at Pride-related events or the summit. So it's neat to be able to see people again and connect and find out what everybody else is doing in the state. Try to make everybody get better, give everybody else ideas and get ideas from everybody.
What inspires me most about this summit is the determination of people and how people are still willing to fight, even though people don't give them that much of a reason to. Yep. But we do it anyway. And so just the whole vibes just kind of inspires me, just kind of refills my energy. Yeah.
The sessions are fantastic. One of the best summits in the state, period.
I appreciate that it's just a place where all of the communities across the state can get together and just talk about what the heck they're doing and get everybody connected, all the resources and everything that goes on. Yeah.
My favorite part of the summit would be all of the people together. This entire thing is so empowering. Everything about it is inspiring. And even if you're only here for a couple of hours, you're going to come away with that feeling of being empowered. Absolutely.
I love connecting with new queer communities. All the different communities are so different wherever I travel for work and for personal travel. And everyone has just been so warm and so sweet and so affirming. And this space has just felt so special. So love it. I think hearing the different experiences and different perspectives of all of the different queer folk that are here, in particular for me today, watching the representative talk about, she really was I think for the takeaways for me, because I come here and I'm a professional queer, right? I do this stuff all day, every day. And I'm like, what am I actually taking away and learning for myself in these spaces? And the idea of complete something that is not related to legislation or advocacy or all these things, and the idea of I need to actually find something in my life where I feel I did this. This is a thing that I can take joy and pride in and say it is done, and the sense of relief that will come with that. And I really loved that concept. So I'm always learning, and I think that's what I really love about this conference is learning from other queer folk.
Make some more connections across the state and just learn about better ways we as a community can support youth and adults in the LGBTQ+ spectrum.
I've seen some really amazing things here. Some of the workshops with Lex Francis have been my favorite.
Nice.
Yeah, I've met a lot of really nice people here. I've been networking a lot. And it's helped me make a lot of connections that'll hopefully come in handy in the future.
Would you recommend this for like other students to come to next year?
Absolutely. Whether you're looking to help other people in the future or if you're just looking for resources for yourself, there's all kinds of things here.
My favorite experience so far has been a couple of the panels today that I think provided a lot of great insight into some of the internal struggles we have within our own community that like we need to get better at addressing.
To see what the summit has as a whole. It's also my first year on the board with Dakota Outright, and as liaison between the summit members and the Dakota Outright here in Central Bismarck and Central North Dakota as a whole as well.
I've never been to the summit. It's my first time, and I can't wait to come back next year. Learning so much great content, great speakers, and meeting fellow people in the field that are out trying to change the world like we are.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to the connection today between all the different orgs and all the different individuals. Definitely favorite thing about the summit because I'm a big connectivity person.
Really enjoy the summit and the opportunity for everyone to get connected. It's a great, vibrant opportunity for everyone to meet across the state, share ideas about what they're working on, and continue to do the work with each other and build collaboration.
How much youth we have here. We have so many youth and young adults compared to past years.
And kind of just today, I'm looking forward to see if these adults here have more options to help kind of like the youth and something that's really going to be there for resources and someone we can rely on. Today, from the summit, I see a lot of guests here, so I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to go. Yesterday was phenomenal. Being able to see all these people who support us and to see that there are a lot more resources out there than I thought there was. So I'm excited what today brings.
Here today, and I'm just really excited to hear the speakers and to hear from the scientists.
I really liked hearing from Zoe Zephyr. I thought it was super inspiring to hear from a transgender politician who's doing a lot of work protecting kids.
I'm looking forward to meeting more people, getting connected, and sharing resources.
But I'm just here. I'm excited to get re-energized and connect with people and just learn everything I can and take everything back and share with folks back in my life.
Being with like-minded people is freeing in a way. Like you just get to be you.
Hope and joy. Just people getting together here is hopeful and joyful. People learning, coming together, making new friends. It all gives me some hope and some joy.
I loved Zoe.
Zoe Zephyr. Yeah, so good. I also really liked the Planned Parenthood adults include session. That was really great.
Yeah, the youth activities were really, really good this year.
Ooh, favorite part had to have been probably Zoe's
that was good.
Keynote speaker speech yesterday. That got very emotional. And that was probably my favorite part. But overall, just getting to see this many LGBTQ plus individuals in one place at the same time warms my heart.
Oh man. So I literally just learned that Belcourt is super opening for the LGBTQ community. And 30 years ago, it definitely wasn't. Mm-hmm. So, and interestingly enough, there's a large population over there as well. And that makes me really happy.
It's a great question. I think it's just a good place to realize how many people are actually here in the state that are interested in advocating for queer issues. I feel rejuvenated, and inspired to do more work in our state, and to recognize that there's a lot of people doing it, so you're not alone.
Get informed, get inspired, get involved, get in.
There's someone in particular that we want to thank for their longevity in service. And Matthew, if you would like to present.
Yeah, this is mostly, Aaron can join me as well, but
Barry and Aaron, you two are the reason that we're all standing here 7 years later, because you all came up with this idea. And just in honor of you doing all this for you, we wanted to give you a gift, a piece of artwork to commemorate everything that you've done for the summit and making this real and your work at EHRC.
So Barry doesn't get too emotional. So no. I was asked to kind of say some nice things about you, which is not that hard. But yesterday I asked Barry to sit down with me and talk to Larry for the oral history project to talk about the origins of the summit. And when I pulled him out of the room at 3 o'clock, he's like, "Is this for something bad?" I'm like, "No, it is not. Come talk to me." But I was fortunate as a new president of Dakota Outright to have a conversation with Barry where he asked me a simple question: "What's going on with you?" And I exploded because I was stressed out about some grant deliverable that I had to give, and told him about this idea of bringing organizations that support queer people, queer organizations together to have a conversation and start learning about what we're doing across the state. And that was 7 years ago, and we're here again today. And this couldn't happen without Barry's willingness to listen and go, "Oh yeah, we can do that." And it's been a pleasure to work with you. I had to take a couple of years off, and I knew that the summit was in good hands with Barry. So it was ready for when I was ready to come back. So I am so appreciative for everything you've done over the years to make this a reality. All of the mental stress, all of the wanting to go, is this worth it? Yes, it's worth it. And again, thank you so much. And that's like,
thanks.
Say all the things Erin has said about Barry are also things that could be said about Erin. Erin has been kind of the unsung hero of this whole event. She has been the one here at like 4 a.m. setting up. I mean, maybe 4 a.m. is a little generous, but around that time, she has been the person who has been here early in the morning, late in the evening, checking all of us in, making sure that we have everything, making sure that everything is going according to plan. And she does this all out of the kindness of her heart. She's the only one here not representing any kind of organization or just doing it because she's passionate about it and because she's that amazing of a person. So on behalf of all of us, we love you, we appreciate you, and thank you.
Get informed, get inspired, get involved, get in, get in.
It is so safe. It feels comfortable, and everybody's very friendly, and also you get so much information that can really help you.
If someone's interested in the Interfaith Alliance, how do they get involved with that?
Touch base with me, Ross at ndvoices.org.
Awesome.
We've got about 140 faith leaders across the state who are partners in this right now, and it's going great.
That's a lot of faith leaders. Does that give you hope too?
It does. These people are fantastic. They're all very welcoming. They're brilliant, talented, and I just absolutely love working with them.
If youth want to get involved with planning or doing this stuff for next year, can they reach out to you, or how does that work?
Yeah, call me. No, don't call me. Email me. Email me, and then when I forget to email you back, please email me a second time to remind me. But also,
sounds like Bug Faye, and then I'll make you respond to them.
Who's Bug Faye?
It's me. I'm Bug Faye.
Oh, hi, Bug Faye.
Would you give? Would you encourage other people like your age? Is this like a fun event to go to? Is this awesome?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like I've learned a lot more than I even expected to. And it's always lovely to go to events where there's other queer people and especially other queer young people and seeing all the work that activists and political leaders are doing to help better the community and create a future for us.
So you do a lot of work with queer youth. Do you think this is a good event for them to come to? Would you encourage them next year to go?
definitely. I actually grabbed a whole stack of the summit stickers that don't have a date on them up front, and I will be for the next year spending all of my time prepping all of my queer youth to be here next year, because they definitely could use all of the education, all of the support, and just to see the queer adults that show up for them. They need to see that there's people out here fighting for them.
So you do stuff with healthcare, right? Would you recommend that other health providers come to conferences like this?
Absolutely. I think it's good to always get a different lens and a different perspective and understand how we can do better. Being an advocate and moving forward it's important that we're always learning and always growing, and really understanding the people that we serve in a greater manner.
Would you recommend other therapists go here, or other like clinical counselors and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Mental health is definitely a very pertinent topic in Queer Joy. So yes, I would say if you're truly an affirming queer counselor, get involved.
Can folks join the gay men's course? Is that open right now?
Yes, we actually, it's called the Gay Men's Chorus, but we have currently opened it up so that anybody that can sing tenor or bass, so classically male parts, can join, whether you're trans, cis, whatever orientation, whatever gender identity, you can join with us and sing.
And it's an amazing organization, right?
Yes.
So you're here as like a family, right?
Yeah.
Would you encourage other families to come? Is it like a good experience? Like, should they definitely make next year?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Get informed, get inspired, get involved, get in.
A few things. We have to thank, of course, our sponsors. Without them and their financial contributions, none of this would have been able to happen. So huge shout out to all those organizations. If you look on the back of the program, you'll see a whole list of them. And if you are one of those members of those organizations, thank you. And thank you for being a sponsor. So I hope that the stories that you heard here, the connections that you made, and the lessons that you learned impact you in a way that you can continue to spread radical queer joy with you everywhere you go. Thank you.
We need people to get informed, get inspired, and get involved. So this is Get In. We might be outnumbered, but at least we're out of the closet, and together we can change the world, and it's high time, because it hasn't been the kind of place where humanity can thrive. So many of us working so hard just trying to stay alive. But when we get back in community, we know we're not alone, and we can see the way we're growing and see the way we've grown. We can do so much together, but they keep us divided. We don't realize that actually we're all on the same side. It is only when we get in and can reimagine what could be that we can share our vision for our shared humanity. When the world's overflowing with love, all the hate will be dissolved. And it happens when we all get informed, get inspired, get involved. Get in, get in, get in, get in. Get in, get in, get informed, and listen to the voices that you ain't heard. Get inspired to spread the love and spread the word. Get involved, pieces of puzzle that we haven't yet solved, but we can if we each get informed and get inspired, get involved. Get in, get in, get in, get in here, get in. Oh, the world's been playing dirty. None of our hands are clean, but we can create the kind of peace the world has never seen. From the wrongs that we've committed, we can finally be absolved. But all of us have got to get informed, get inspired, get involved. Get in, get in, get in here, get in, get informed. And listen to the voices that you ain't heard. Get inspired to spread the love and spread the word. Get involved, pieces of puzzle that we haven't yet solved, but we can if we each get informed, get inspired, get involved.
365 days of the year. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk and my therapy session.
Definitely make next year.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.